Southwest Saskatchewan Oldtimers Museum is located at 218 Jasper Street, Maple Creek, Saskatchewan. The museum was started in 1926. They collected all these archives and put them in a barber shop in Maple Creek on Jasper Street. In 1935, the collection was getting too big for the barber shop, so they built a small log building for the museum. In 1960 around, they built on two different parts to the museum. They put stucco over it and it rotted out, so they had to build a new museum, so we were kind of shut down for a few years. This museum here is about 10 years old now, already built.
Well, I believe that Southwest Oldtimers Museum houses some of the most important history in Canada, really. And most of it goes back to early days, but a lot of it reflects on how we still do things today. And all that kind of stuff is documented here.
A lot of young people don't know what the history is of Saskatchewan. Coming to this museum, they can learn what happened and find out where we came from. The town was founded in 1883. They were building the CPR across Canada. They got to this area. Some of the guys overwintered here. There always was a Métis community here. 1860 onwards, it was called Maple Creek. The town really got started just after 1883.
Our history here probably starts at Fort Walsh. The Northwest Mounted Police left Fort Walsh and moved down here because of the oncoming railroad, the Canadian Pacific Railroad. And so they built a barracks out southwest of here, not knowing where the railroad was going to be for sure, but knowing they had to be in the area. Along comes the railroad and it missed the barracks by a mile and a half or a mile, and so naturally the town grew from the railroad out, and eventually the Northwest Mounted Police moved into the present-day town. That was the beginnings of Maple Creek, Saskatchewan.
We have really old stuff from the Northwest Mounted Police. So we got handcuffs from the jail up there in 1874, and a lot of museums haven't got as old a stuff as we got. All helps to maintain the history of Saskatchewan.
I think the majority of the stuff in here, much of it is well over 100 years old, and it's all tied to who we are around here. Most of it is about ranching and wildlife, and there's several stuffed animals that were all native to here. Things like arrowheads that can still be found around here if you're lucky, and old rifles and different old cowboys' spurs and things like that. Everything has a story, and the deeper you go into it, the more you want to dig.
I grew up 6 miles south of here. I've been here since I was a kid. My grandmother had a real big interest in the museum, so I thought I should bloody well be interested too. And you can understand that she was interested in old stuff. She would say, well, this chair here is 90 years old, you know, so it kind of got me interested in old stuff, I suppose.
I was born and raised here, and I was always intrigued by the oldest guy there. And I just loved hearing those old stories, and that's just been part of who I am ever since, because that stuff attracted me. I was always part of it, and yet I was never really part of it. I was just a saddle tramp kid that grew into an old man eventually. I soaked in a lot of those old stories, and I think it's important to keep that stuff going.
If you want to find out more about us, you can check us out on Facebook. The Oldtimers Museum looks forward to having all you guys stop and look at our collection.
If you have program ideas you'd like to see on maxTV Local, let us know at SaskTel.com/local.